We all know paper comes from trees. And without paper, and more specifically, documents, there would likely be no data tree. Document images are our foundation. In fact, DataTree has the goal, amongst others, to unearth and catalog historic documents related to property title. Today, we don't provide paper documents. The trees like us for this. But we do provide images of documents, over 6 billion of them. Now, acquiring these documents to turn into images is not as easy as taking a picture of the document. Sure, technology has made it easier to acquire, capture, and productionalize the documents to convert them to images. But there are key steps we must take. It starts with a plan, or in our case, the New County Questionnaire, or NCQ. This questionnaire is the form that is used internally to guide our initial steps for document acquisition, production, and delivery. It contains specific instructions on what is required to build, store, and deliver the documents, such as whether the documents are to be single or dual indexed. By dual indexed, we mean that in many counties, recorded documents can be assigned 2 different recording numbers from concurrently running formats, usually something like a year instrument number as one of the recording number formats and a book and page as the second recording number format. Information on the formatting of the recording number itself, for example, if there are letters as well as recording numbers needed for the index, data on known anomalies within the database, such as gaps in the historical coverage or county indexing errors that could cause erroneous information in our missing reports. The most important key fact to remember: all indexing changes and database adjustments are documented in the NCQ prior to any changes being made to the database configurations or the indexing of the images themselves. When it comes to document images, there are 6 common restrictions that we frequently encounter. Let's count them down. Number 6. Quality and completeness restrictions. In any particular county image database, if there are image quality and/or a high missing document percentage, and we have no active plans to improve the database, it may be released as restricted as is. In these situations, the sales team will share this information with the customer prior to activating the account to ensure the customer understands the potential quality or missing document issues. Number 5. Contractual restrictions. Sometimes we have contractual restrictions based on the agreements we sign to acquire the source. For example, there are counties in certain states in which we are prohibited from reselling the images. In some cases, we can provide the images only as backup material to our search products, such as title chains or property ownership reports, but we cannot sell these images on their own. Number 4. Marketing restrictions. Marketing restrictions may be defined by the source provider citing who we can market to. An example of this type of restriction can be found in several Oregon counties. In these counties, we are unable to sell images to any other title company outside of the title group we are under contract for plant services. However, we can market the images to non-title company entities via DataTree.com. Number 3. Partial restrictions. A partial restriction exists when a portion of a county's database is restricted, as opposed to the entire database. This partial restriction can pertain to specific years or certain document types. Several counties in Oregon have split databases due to this type of restriction. For example, we may have a contractual restriction imposed on images for the years 1985 to 2005, but we do not have that restriction for the years from 2006 to current. Therefore, we have released that portion of the database for overall use. Number 2. Legal restrictions. Legal restriction refers to counties in which the images are restricted by state or county legislature in regards to the content within the documents. This is usually defined as non-public personal information, or NPPI. Examples of NPPI would include documents that contain Social Security numbers or specific document types such as veteran or military discharge forms. There are laws in certain areas, such as New York, where we are not to make these types of documents available. Number 1. Business decision restrictions. Business decision restrictions are self-imposed, such as when a management decision has been made to not release the documents to the general customers due to specific liability issues. Restrictions on images are controlled by who has access to specific county method types, or CMTs, and some of our customers refer to the CMTs as the county drop-downs. These are the individual document types, or in some cases, the year timeframes that are available for the county. The majority of our online counties include multiple document types, and therefore you will see more than one CMT for the county. As of September 2017, nearly 1,300 counties were included in our image database. So how do we acquire or receive these images? There are 5 main media formats that we deal with. FTP, or File Transfer Protocol, is the most common, and it's a simple method in which we either pull the images from the source provider's server, or in some cases, the source provider will push the images to our server. We have over 800 counties in which this method is used to acquire the images. Electronic hard media includes counties in which the images are provided to us on CD, DVD, flash drives, or hard drives. They are electronic images, but delivered via a physical device rather than over a data line. We have over 100 counties that use this method. Using electronic acquisition, or EA, bulk images are pulled from a website. The image scraping process is a programmed event, and we control the scraping by throttling it to a low speed and usually during off hours. This is so we do not overwhelm the site with image requests and affect other users. We have over 300 counties where we EA the document images. Very similar to electronic acquisition, live acquisition is also utilized on a website from which the images are scraped. However, whereas electronic acquisition is more of a bulk type of scrape, for example, a whole day's worth of documents, live acquisition is a transactional process. If our databases do not contain a requested document, our programs will go out to the specified website and acquire the document in real time. We have over a dozen counties in which this is the sole method of acquiring the document images. Finally, we still have a handful of counties that have not yet transitioned to electronic images. There are 2 counties that deliver images to us as microfilm copies, and there are even a couple of counties that still deliver the documents as actual paper copies. We run these counties through a scanning and indexing process, and then upload the images into our database. Now, of course, a document image is only as good as its quality. For all documents, we consider whether documents or pages are missing or fail our legibility standards. Scanning technology continues to improve, so scan and image issues continue to decrease as our completeness percentage increases. For example, historical images were scanned and stored at 200 dots per inch, or DPI. DPI has a direct bearing on the resolution and quality of the electronic image. The higher the DPI, generally the better the quality. Now, with better equipment and less expensive storage, we now scan at much higher DPI, between 500 to 600 DPI. One of the most important tools we leverage are the customer-generated issues called e-discrepancies. Anytime there is a problem with an image, customers have the ability to report the issue. The most common problems reported include lack of online image availability, a document was misindexed to the wrong recording number, poor document image quality, missing document pages. Our goal is to respond to these discrepancies within 24 hours, fixing those we can, or notifying the customer that we will be unable to fix the issue immediately. For example, if we need to go to the county and acquire the old document. E-discrepancies are communicated to us through the various production applications used by our customers, or even through email or phone calls to our award-winning customer support department. With document image acquisition occurring in nearly 1,300 counties, there are bound to be hiccups in the acquisition process, such as equipment failure at the county, system problems at a source provider, or even a misplaced invoice or late check payment. Anytime the delivery of images is interrupted, the source acquisition team sends out an internal production alert to impacted teams, letting them know some of the specifics around the source delay. When the source resumes, a follow-up production alert is sent out notifying the teams that source is once again flowing smoothly. Document image acquisition. One more reason First American is your data and documents at your service choice.